Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm here with the undisputed champ himself, my good friend Josh Taylor. Josh, I know you're down in Essex, mate. Training camp's underway. So, how's things?
Aye, all good, mate. All training well. You know, to start back official camp for the last couple of weeks now. So, aye, good. Lost the dad bod in that quite quickly, so that's good. I was just mostly water weight, so I'm back on track. I'm away miles ahead. So feeling good, mate. Nice and good. And I was at the boxing last night and that. So good.
That's your phone gone. Listen, I've got to say though, Josh, there's nothing wrong with a dad bod, mate. Trust me. Fuck all wrong with a dad bod. I live it all my life, man. It's good. Yeah, you mentioned you went to the boxing last night, and I said to you off camera, a lot of the friends that I was watching around my mate's house, and basically how honest you were and stuff like that in terms of your opinion on the fight and stuff like that. So that's the reason why I want to get you on now. I mean, for a lot of people, they thought Joshua might have been too big, too powerful for Usyk, but you were probably one of the few people that thought that Usyk's superior skill set, well, not superior skill set, but his high skill set would get him over the line. So what were your thoughts on the fight itself?
Well, I was sort of changing my mind all week, you know, but I always knew that, and I've said that in numerous interviews, that if AJ come out and imposed his size and strength straight away and put it on Usyk and sort of bullied him and was being kind of crude with him sitting on his chest and bullying him, manhandling him, it would have made it a hard night for him and probably beat him. But AJ's not that kind of fighter, you know. He's very clean cut. He's very technical, like sort of straight 1-2s, likes the clean punches. He doesn't really get too physical and use his body and things like that. So my fear was always that if he come out and tried to box Usyk, then it would be Usyk's fight, and that's exactly how it turned out. I knew if he came out and tried to be patient and box with Usyk, it wouldn't work, because Usyk is a better boxer. He's got the better skill set. He's got the better boxing brain and better ability, really. So I knew if that was what I tried to do, or tried to take on the tactics, that's how the fight would go. And he did take on the tactics, and it kind of planned out the way I thought it was gonna. But I was changing my mind tit for tat. I was saying, "Oh, is he too small? You never know. AJ's been powerful." But in hindsight's a good thing, you know. Every time AJ's been in with a boxer, it can kind of box and move a little bit. He's always had a little bit of trouble. So I'm not really surprised at the outcome.
It is a case of, you always say, like, you box the fighter and you fight the boxer. Was this a case of AJ boxing the boxer instead of fighting the boxer?
I think so. I think he just boxed Usyk's fight. He come out and tried to be patient and try to walk him onto shots, and he just didn't let his hands go enough. You know, he just I personally scored it myself, 9-3 to Usyk. I thought he won the first 4, and I thought Joshua won the 5th. I think maybe the 7th and the 8th, maybe, I can't remember. It was maybe a couple of rounds midway through, and then after that, it never gave him any. You know, I just thought he boxed Usyk's fight, and he was trying to you know, be a little bit too patient and not letting his hands go. But it's easier said than done against Usyk. You know, Usyk was brilliant. Fair play to AJ. He come in, he gave his best shot, and he took his loss like a man. He just lost to the better man on the night.
Was the wrong game plan then? Do you think the tactics were all wrong? Do you think, like you mentioned at the start there, that his tactics were all wrong? Do you think AJ can come back with a different game plan and win the rematch if they do get the rematch, or when they get the rematch?
Well, you know, it's heavyweight boxing. You never know. There's always that chance, but I really can't see it. I just think his tactics were quite bizarre, like these quite odd tactics to come out against and try and stand off Usyk and box him. When in his previous fight against Chisora, you saw how hard a night he gave him by just being crude and hitting him anywhere he could hit him and stuff like that, being on his chest and just giving him a nightmare, really. But AJ's not that kind of fighter. He's more clean cut, and I just thought the tactics were just kind of strange. But in the rematch, the only way I see AJ getting a result is if he decides to come out and just like basically bulldoze Usyk and try and overpower him and overstrength him, and like maybe like just overpower him for 4 or 5 rounds, wear him out, knock him out, catch him with a shot, run at him basically. I think that's the only way I think he can beat him. If he comes out and tries to do anything else, I don't think he can win that fight. I think he showed his level, his boxing abilities. He's showed it. He's shown how his limit and his level of boxing ability. So I think that it kind of, if they box 5 times, I think Usyk wins 5 times unless AJ catches him with a big shot.
Like you say, it's heavyweight boxing, and it only takes one punch in heavyweight boxing. But it seemed like AJ couldn't find that punch in that fight because of Usyk's elusiveness. I mean, you know yourself, I've never been in a 12-round fight, so but I know it being in a 3-round fight that it's tough. You've been in a 12-round fight. You've been in a 12-round war with Regis Prograis, Ramirez, just back in May. But how, when you looked at Usyk, Josh, and you seen how he was bouncing around, he was on the back foot, he was always on his toes, bouncing. How impressed were you with his level of fitness and his discipline to stay like that for 12 rounds?
The discipline side of it was really impressive. You know, how he just stuck to the game plan. Just and don't get me wrong, AJ hurt him a couple of times with the body shots and caught him with a few good shots and sort of gave him a little. He had to step back and regroup and stuff, you know. So he did give him something to think about every now and again. He's just never done it enough. And he did definitely hurt him a couple of times. He definitely didn't like the body shots and stuff, but he just didn't do it enough. He was just struggling, like you said, with the agility, with the speed, the angles, and the better boxing brain. At the end of the day, it was a better boxing brain, I think. And I think that would happen again in the rematch. If there is a rematch, I don't think there's any point in a rematch. I don't see why Usyk would have to, unless it's a clause and they're going to
there's the clause,
stick to the contract and they're going to do it. But I don't think there's any point in a rematch.
Thing is, who beats Usyk then at heavyweight? Is somebody like Tyson Fury being the bigger man, and the fact that the way Tyson fights as well, he's got that loose style as well. Is Tyson Fury the only man that can beat Usyk in this heavyweight division?
I don't know. You know, it's styles make fights. You know, look how hard a night Chisora gave him with Chisora's style being very crude and not going to say dirty, but roughhouse, a roughhouse sort of real rough night where he uses his body weight and uses his advantage, and he lies on you, he sits on you, he hits you around the hips, he hits you around the back, hits you around the back of your head, hits you on the arms. He just hits you. You know, he just, if it's there, he's just throwing a punch and he's going to hit you somewhere. You know, so that can be taxing on the body over rounds and over time. So he gave Usyk nightmares at times. Wilder again is a completely different style. Again, he's not the greatest in boxing ability. He's quite quick at getting the distance in, and he's got that massive punch. So that's a different kind of style altogether again. And then you've got the big man Fury, which is another completely different style, unorthodox, don't know what he's going to do. He's sort of jerky and all that kind of stuff. So it's 3 very different styles. And so you never know, any one of them can probably beat each other. But I would say Usyk is definitely up there with him now. You know, it's hard to tell, but he's definitely up there. He's unified champion, so you can't rule him out. And I certainly wouldn't rule him out with any of these fights. I think he would probably beat Wilder as well. I think the one that gives him a good fight would be Tyson Fury, just with the awkwardness. But again, I think that's quite a 50-50 fight. But the only one I think that can probably beat him is Tyson, I would say.
Speaking about Tyson then, I mean, we all wanted to see Joshua versus Tyson for the undisputed heavyweight title. Obviously, they both needed to win their fights. Unfortunately, Joshua didn't do it, but might be a dumb question, but are you still, as a fan, as a boxing fan, Josh, do you still want to see Joshua versus Tyson Fury, or has that lost its appeal a little bit?
why not? You know, it's a massive fight. You know, it's still two massive heavyweights, massively popular heavyweights as well. You know, one's just lost his titles, but one's still a world title, WBC, Ring Magazine belt. So it's still a massive fight to be had, and it would create massive numbers.
Yeah.
So yeah, why not? But again, I've always said that I think that Fury wins that fight. Again, if Joshua comes out to box, I just think boxing wise, Fury wins that fight all day long as well. I think if it goes to a fight, then Fury comes out and tries to fight well, it then becomes a more uneven fight. It then goes more in the favour of Joshua. But I still think that if Fury wins that fight for me, but on boxing.
Yep. Okay, next week then, 2 weeks time, sorry, just under 2 weeks, we've got Fury versus Wilder. Fury does it again, or do we see Wilder get his revenge?
I'm probably edged towards Fury still, but Wilder seems up for this one again as well. You know, he seems that he's been training real hard for it. He's got the bit between his teeth again, so you can never write the big man off. You know, you can never write him off. He's got that nail you to the canvas power when he catches you. So it's an interesting one, but I still would favour Fury if he's at his best. You know, if he's on his form and firing all cylinders, I would still favour the big man Fury.
How going to you then, Josh? I mean, yesterday was a great day for you, man. Soccer AM, then over to Tottenham to watch the unified heavyweight title fight. I mean, how did you find the punditry first and foremost? The punditry work on Sky, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. It was great. I've obviously done a few punditry gigs before with BT and stuff like that. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed giving my honest opinion on the fights. I think that's what a lot of the time the boxing's been missing recently. There's few people in boxing when they're doing the punditry, they give their dead honest opinion rather than go with the script to what the other pundits are saying, or they're trying to bias some kind of fighter or whatever, the home fighter or that network's fighter. You know, I think that sometimes happens. But I was there and I was being paid to give my honest opinion on the fights, and that's what I always do, no matter who it is. You know, I always give my honest opinion on what I see in my version of events, what I see and how I think the fights are going. That's how I always do it. That's how I always say it. I always give it straight down the line and what I think, and that's how that's what I like to do. There's no point in lying and
came across last night.
I just straight to the point.
Mm. That's the thing. That's how it definitely came across last night. And I think that's why you'll get a lot more respect from the fans, because you do give your honest opinion and you're not sort of sugarcoating anything. You know what I mean? Which, like I said to you, my mates thought that you gave a very honest opinion last night, which is good. But again, going to your day yesterday, man, it was a proper. I mean, I wish I had your day yesterday, man. Soccer, yeah, man. You've got a left peg on you as well, man. That's some left foot on you as well as a left hand.
It was a long day. Like, it was a 5:30 start in the morning to get over to the Sky, and it was an early start at Soccer AM and doing all the stuff. So it was a good day. All the lads on the Soccer AM were funny. Like, you know, it was good. Alexandra Burke was on it as well, so she had a good go at it as well. You know, getting over kicking the ball over the walls and stuff and that. So it was a good laugh. It was I fairly enjoyed that yesterday. It was a good experience being on that, and got a real good laugh with all the folks on the set. So it was good. And then I went straight from there over to the boxing. So, and then done the boxing last night. So it was a busy day for me yesterday, but it was on it. I enjoyed it. It was a good day for me. Like,
definitely, man. It looked like a good day as well. But I know you're back in Essex. You're back in training camp. You've got a big fight yourself coming up in December 18. You're saying the dad bod is gone, but I mean, how good is it to finally get back into training? Because no, after that fight, man, you've lived the best life in terms of going just living the dream sort of thing with Danielle and doing bits and pieces here, there, eating good food, drinking good wine. But how good is it to be back in camp and back training and punching and stuff like that?
It's good. It's good to be getting back to a routine. You know, I was back training before, like sort of keeping myself fit starting to take over and doing sort of runs and just keeping my eye in. You know, I wasn't you know, sort of completely not doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I was still ticking over a little bit and doing little bits and bobs. But it's now good. The official camp started like 2 weeks ago, so yeah, it's good to be back down, back into routine, back into my routine and what I'm used to doing, Andy. You know what I mean? So, it's been good, mate. It's been really good. I'm looking forward to it and enjoying training. Got the bit between my teeth again, and you know, I'm full steam ahead for December 18th for Jack Carroll and ready to give him it. So yeah, can't wait.
Definitely, I can't wait as well, man. It's a fight that I'm looking forward to, especially it's a homecoming for you as well back in Scotland. So you're giving back to your Scottish fans, which is good to see. Well, Josh, like I do appreciate you taking time out on your Sunday because I know you had a busy day yesterday, and I don't want to take up much of your time. You probably want just chill on Sunday today before you keep training again tomorrow. But like I say, mate, I'd always appreciate your time, and thanks for doing this for IFL TV, Josh, man. It's much appreciated.
No worries, Andy, mate. Cheers for having me, pal, and I'll catch you again soon, mate.
Definitely, mate. See you soon, Josh.
Cheers, my man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mate. Cheers.